My dudes, my guys, my freaking boys. Let's get these solid ISR diff bushings knocked out. I've never done this before, but we're gonna figure it out. I also don't have the proper tool, so let's see how this goes. All right, as y'all can see, I got the exhaust out the way, and what we're gonna do next is we're gonna start taking all of the bolts out for the axles on both sides, and we gotta undo the drive shaft bolts. So these are 14s and those are 17s, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. So you can see we have the drive shaft off there, that axle's off, this axle, all the bolts are out of it. I just gotta hit it with a hammer and it'll come off. So now we're gonna undo these two 17s, and then back here, there's another 17 up there in that hole. So we gotta undo all those 17s. And if you can, if you noticed, I already have solid diff bushings in the front of mine, but I'm switching over to another diff, it's right there. Just for different gear ratios, so I'm just gonna redo everything. That way I have like a quick swappable diff. That way I don't have to hit the bushings out of one diff into another if I want to swap to the track and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop those those three bolts out, and then you gotta unplug a couple wires and then it should come down. Pretty simple. Just use the jack to help it lower down. Also, don't be like me and go ahead and tie your axles up so you don't rip the boots or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and find a bungee cord or something like that and tie those up and get this diff dropped out of here. All right, our diff is out. I meant to take more clips of that, but that escalated very quickly. It just, I was like, doo-doo-doo, and then like, I didn't put a jack under it. It's like, oh, it'll stay. And it didn't stay, so I just fought it out. So I guess now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and knock the bushings out of this. So we're gonna figure out how to do that, because I've never done it. Everybody burns them out, but let's see if I can find a different way. Something a little bit easier. And then we gotta find a way to get this bushing out. That's what they sell the special tool for that I do not have. So yeah, let's start figuring some stuff out. I'll update y'all when I have something figured out. All right, so I started to get this one to move. Seen somewhere online that said you can take a 34mm socket. I don't have that. I have an 1.25 inch. But all I'm doing is I just rolled it over like that. I have this laying on there. I'm putting that in there and just hammering it. And you gotta like hit it, like set your purse down and be mean with this thing. And it's working its way out, so I'm gonna use both my hands so I can get this thing out of here. I don't know if y'all can see I got stuff all over my face, but so this one right here, this is the bushing that was in there. So that's inside of that, and all this is with the diff upside down, by the way. So I took that 1.25 inch and blasted the actual middle out of this bushing, and then I just took a screwdriver and hit it with a big hammer and folded the sides in, and it popped out. So this is good. Now the hard one. We gotta try to figure out how to get the upper diff bushing out. So I'm gonna try to figure this out, and then I'll update you guys when I get it figured out, because I have no idea what I'm doing. We're just sending. We got a hammer, we got a sledgehammer, we got all the stuff. I'm trying not to use my my air hammer, because I want this video to be for like people that just do stuff out of their garage or in their carport or on the street, you know what I mean? So I'm trying not to use anything crazy. If I have to use air hammer, I'll use air hammer, but I'm gonna try to get out without the air hammer first. So I'll update y'all here in a minute. Let's get it. All right, as you can see, we're really close. We have the bushing out. So what I did was I took a hole saw and cut that out, and then that's the main rubber part, and that little part was in there. And then I took my Sawzall and very carefully, because you don't want to cut into the subframe, just very carefully grazed the metal in there. And you can see I cut through just enough to where this would break it. So now you can see this starting to come out like that. I'm gonna go ahead and keep fighting it all the way around and get this out. And then we should be able to get the new one in. I don't know if I already said it, but if you have the $100, just buy the tool, dude. This sucks. This is not fun. So I just don't have the $100 right now. So I'm fighting it, and I'm quite literally fighting it. So, all right, let me try to finish getting this out. There we go. Our bushing is out. Made it in 3 pieces, but it is what it is. And as you can see, there's no cut marks or anything like that in here. It's completely smooth. There's one little dent right here that I might have to take out, but I'll figure that out. But all right, let's go get the other bushings. All right, so the other bushings are in the freezer. So in theory, this should shrink them and make them easier to put in. So Guess we're about to find out. And this side goes towards the back. I know that. So this thing's very cold. Hopefully it just slides right in and we don't have to worry about it. You can see it frosting up. I'm gonna be here for a while. We are perfectly flush with the backside. So now let's go grab the ones out of the freezer to put into the diff, and then we can, well, I gotta weld the diff and then we can slap it all back together. All right, the diff is welded. I just went and pulled these out the freezer. You can see they're still frosty. And smack these ones in. I'll show you guys what I'm doing to get these in. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and roll the diff over so that I can do the other side now. Ugh. Heavy thing. There we go. I'm just taking these guys like this. This one's gonna be kind of weird of an angle. And since they're cold, they're like a little bit smaller. Science. Just taking a dead blow and just smacking them on in. I gotta go more, but I'm gonna have to raise the diff up or something, so. Let me get this. I'm trying to hurry up and get this done. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That thing just beat me up a little bit. Shoo! The one of those didn't want to go in at all. But everything's in now. I'm going to go ahead and do the reverse order, put everything back in. Hopefully I did the bushing and the subframe right. I'm 90% sure I did. So I'm gonna do that. I'll update y'all whenever it's in the car. All right, got the Z back on the ground. I just did everything in the reverse process that we did to take it out. No extra bolts, so that's sometimes a good sign. I guess I'm gonna go try to drive this thing and see if the diff falls out of it. Let's go. I'm very excited to see this new diff ratio. If anyone's wondering, I went from like, I was told it was a 408, but when I counted it, it's more like a 4.3 something. If that, I don't know if they make those for these. But yeah, it was really short. And now I'm going to a stock diff because where I drift is like a second gear place. And that second gear was way too short. So hopefully this will be better. All right, I've done a couple clutch kicks here and there. The new welded diff that I've never done on one of these LSDs has not fallen apart yet, so that's good. And the gear ratio feels a lot more suitable for what I'm doing with this car and the track I've been going to lately. So kind of excited to see how this goes. Watch out for another video because I'll do another video when I go to the track and stuff like that. But if y'all made it through this one, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. Peace.